Right guys, this is actually my second video today, but I'm actually uploading this video first today for a reason. Hold on, just to clean this lens. Right, the reason I'm uploading this video is to explain a few things. I haven't got a fancy tripod or anything like that, so it's me standing here with my phone. I had to place it earlier on. Basically, the first video I'm showing me basically that's me just finished, not so much finished, but near enough finished building the saw. I'm going to start it to prove it for the first time. And like I said, it was a carburetor that I know nothing about. I bought this carburetor from the same gentleman that I bought the crankcase from and a lot of the other parts, right? So it was obviously the carburetor that was on this originally, right? So silly me took the jets off it without even checking the settings in the jets. I just unscrewed them. I should actually have put them in home first, turned them in to see how many turns they were out, and then put it back to the same settings after I rebuilt the carb. But I didn't. Silly, right? I know. Learn from your mistakes. So that's one thing I would advise you to do. If you're going to rebuild a carb and you're going to clean inside the jets and that, you're going to take your high and low jets out and you're going to spray inside it to clean it and all that. See, before you take the jets out, turn them in as if you're going to lean it up and count the number of turns they are out in the first place, and take note and put them back to the same once you rebuild the carb. I didn't. That's what I should have done, right? So I rebuilt the carb and I had both the jets sitting out, I think it's at 1.5 turns. To get this running like the way it is, the low jet's more like 3/4 of a turn to half a turn. It's more like 3/4 of a turn. I haven't really mucked about with the high jet, right? Yeah, like I said, I'm not finished tuning. I've got it starting, it's running, it's sitting idling. Tomorrow I'll put the bar on it, then I'll tune it. What I find with a carburetor is as well, see if you rebuild a carburetor and you go and start a saw up, you've got it running. See, the next time you go and start that saw, you're going to have to tune it again. You're going to have to keep. I think the carburetors, they settle in. I think they actually settle in. That's what I think. And I think as well, obviously, when you rebuild it, it's its most efficient level because everything's new. Diaphragms are working at their full potential and stuff like that. And I think you end up maybe having to give them more fuel eventually because they stop working as efficiently. If you ask me, I don't know, I might be wrong with that, but that's what I think, right? I think they take time to settle in, right? So, this was a fresh start. Didn't know nothing at all about the position of the carburetor. I was just guessing. I put them to like 1.5 turns, I think, and when I rebuilt it. So basically, I put the car. I haven't got a tripod or nothing like that. So basically, I just put it down there. I wanted to be as authentic as possible. Basically, not hiding anything with the first start of the saw. The last time I said I would do it, and I felt the saw was running before you've actually seen it, if you know what I mean. You didn't actually see the first, well, you've seen the second start, basically. I started it for like 20 seconds, turned it straight off, then turned it on, and you guys seen it, basically, after that. But, no, you've seen the actual first start of this. That was me pulling it over for the first time. Obviously, I pulled it over once I put the recoil on that on it to check for spark. I checked for spark before I put fuel in it. As soon as I put the coil on, and I put the recoil on, I put a spark plug on it, I just check for spark. By the way, it's an old crappy spark plug I've got on it as well. It's the things I need to buy. I need to buy the grommet that holds the choke rod, right, in place in the, I don't know what you call it, the air filter holder, basically, or whatever it's called. There's a rubber grommet goes on that. I thought I had 2 or 3 of them. And I've looked through all my boxes of parts and stuff like that. I can't find one anywhere. So I've ordered one. It's Easter. It's Easter Friday, Easter Monday. It probably won't be here till Tuesday, Wednesday, maybe even Thursday next week. So That's why I've just said, no, I'll do that just now. Anyway, like I said, I want to upload this video first, so you can then, the next video you'll see after this, it'll be out at the same time, about 20 minutes after this or so, right? It's basically the saw getting started for the very first time and me trying to play about with it. Like I said, I could have had a better position for my camera, for my phone and stuff like that. Like I said, all I had was something to sit there, and I didn't even point it towards me or the saw or anything like that. It was just basically, you could hear it, you could hear it. It was pig rich. When I actually tried to start it up, it was pig rich. And I didn't finish explaining how I actually got it in the end to run. Was I got it to where it would sit and run on high idle, right? But it wasn't high idle, it was just idling, basically, but it was meant to be on high idle. So what I did was I adjusted the low screw, the low jet in. I leaned it up until the revs picked up, right? So as soon as the revs started picking up, I knew it was the low idle that was taking over. Right, but what I done first as well is I needed to do the same with the high, with the actual idle screw. So I just left the idle screw where it was. So what I done was I done that till the revs picked up. Then I put it off fast idle, and I know it was going to sit in idle. And I adjusted the low jet back down a bit until the revs went down, and then after that I come out with the idle screw until I got it to about 3000 RPM. Right, okay. So what I'll do tomorrow is I'll put a barn chain on it. I'll have it running. I'll turn the idle in until the barn chain's sitting moving. Right, get it moving a little bit, and then I'll adjust the low jet until I'll find the best point with the low jet then. And then after I get that, I'll dial in the high, and I'm going to tune this to about 12,000 to 12, because it's a farmertec cylinder, so I find the farmertec cylinders, you're better not to go at 13,500 RPMs, you're better to keep them a wee bit lower. So I'll probably have this about 12,500 RPM. Right, but this video is just to explain the video basically you're going to see after. If you sit and watch this video and you want to watch the next one, you'll know why I'm doing this video, right? So basically there'll be another video tomorrow telling you all about it. A couple of things I've maybe actually discovered something, right? I thought this was maybe a 371, right? Like I said, it was meant to be a 365 special. I don't think it's a 365 special. The man said it was a 365 special because that was the recoil cover that was on it. When he stripped it, he said, right? Listen, things can get changed. Right? If somebody's got a fleet of saws and one of them busts up and he's got a donor saw sitting, he takes that off it and puts it on this. I thought it was maybe a 371 because it had the front chain tensioner and the original carb. This is the original carb. It was on the saw, the Walbro HD6, and I think that's what the 371s had. But and I'm saying to myself, well, see if it's a 365 special, because like I said, I've seen in the last year I had one. That's a 365 special crankcase up there, and that's quite an early one as well. The one that the farmer, I worked in the farmer's one, it was a 365 special. But what it actually might be, it might not be a 365, it could have actually been a 365. See, your 365 Husqvarna came out before the 365 special came out. Right? They made the Husqvarna 365, then after that they made the Husqvarna 365 special. And that's what I'm thinking, well, front chain tensioner. So this could be an original 365. And that's why it's got a front chain tensioner and a Walbro carb. That's another possibility, guys. I don't know, I might be wrong with that. But anyway, tomorrow, after I get dialed in, I'll do another video, let you see it running with the barn chain on it and that, and I'll do a wee talk about problems. Right, guys, I'm going to say, right, guys I've seen a video, a guy doing a video, I think his name's Matthew Oisland or something like that. He was talking about aftermarket parts and stuff like that. I don't know if it's a recent video or not, or we just seen it. And I'm just saying to myself, you get guys with these saws that will only buy OEM. If you're selling a saw second hand or that, it's OEM, right? What is the hang up about that? An OEM saw, yeah, is going to be better than something like this, right? If it's getting used every day, all day, the likes of somebody cutting firewood, this saw's going to last them for years. You know what I mean? It's, if you look after it, run it right, it's going to last you for years. Will it be able to run all day, every day? It might not last as long as an OEM saw. But what I'm going to say this, how many guys out there saying this? See all these guys saying this about OEM. See when they take their car to a garage. Is that a dealer they go to? Main dealer? Is the main dealer using OEM parts? Think about it. You're in a car with your family, with your son, with your daughter, driving it. Every time you go for the brakes, are those brakes OEM? The way the car was made. You know what I mean, guys? I've found, honestly, this, see the farmertec cylinder, this one here, the 48cc, the 65cc. Honestly, see the quality of it. It was no sharp edges, nothing. I gave it a little quick hit with 600 grit sandpaper round about the inside of it, just to put a little bit of hole in it. And I didn't even do it much, I done it a couple of turns, right? There was a little, it was like the same as what the Meteor cylinder had, just the basically the line of the two where the moulds meet in the exhaust, in the front, in the exhaust, yeah, the exhaust port. So I gave that a wee hit. Other than that, that was it. The cylinder is the only thing I can say is it maybe the plating. Sometimes I have heard of some of them plating falling off, plating coming off. Most of the times when guys port it, that happens, right? See if you're not porting them. See if you're just, honestly, there's nothing wrong with aftermarket parts. If you look after the saw, like I said, you don't kick its arse. I mean, have this saw screaming at 13,500 RPM or something like that? No, you don't do that. You have to keep it below a little bit where it's meant to be, and it will last you. There is some things, like I've said, right, there is something, in fact, most of the things are better after OEM, I'm not going to lie, right, most things are better OEM, but for the price difference, there's some things it's aftermarket there's nothing wrong with. The one things I will try not to buy at all aftermarket is the brake. See the chain brake parts, garbage. I've had 4 or 5 different attempts at getting brake bands. The one that I got closest to the size was from Chainsaw Parts online in the UK, and even at that, when it was engaged and you were revving it, it was going to try and move. It would have moved, it would move. If you were to sit in with full revs with that brake on, it wouldn't be turning full speed, but it would move. Right, that was the closest one. The other one, I've had attempts from Neotech, attempts from farmertec, brake bands completely wrong. Like I said, the thing that returns that back hasn't even got a metal thing round about it from farmertec or Neotech. It's garbage. I would always go for, it's worth paying the extra money for the OEM chain brake parts. But the likes of your sprockets, your clutch drums, even the clutch, crank, yeah, I dare say better, yeah, try and go OEM with cranks. But that Farmer Boss one's quite good. This is the third one I've used now with them, and they're very good. Cases, things like that. Yeah, I mean there is things that are better with OEM, but there's other things that, I mean, I've no hook up with this handle. I mean, it's a good handle, that. It's certainly better than the ones from Neotech, I will say that for sure. But yeah, like I said, guys, I've got another video uploaded tomorrow, but this is just a video explaining the video that's coming after this, basically, right? Okay, so I'm apologising right now for what you're seeing in the picture, but you'll maybe get to hear, basically, the sound of it, try to run, me try to get it to run, what I had to do to get it to run, basically. I don't normally have that hassle. The only time I've had hassle with that is with X-Torque 365s. I don't seem to get on with them. The original editions, no problem, but the X-Torque ones, I just do not seem to get on with them. Right, thanks guys.